Well, you sent me over this thing from Roseanne.
Yes.
What is this?
It's two things. The video I sent you is her statement. She's not giving up on this Valerie Jarrett thing.
Okay.
She does not know to just leave things alone. But also, and I found this interesting, and I don't know if these are new or old. I'm assuming this is new. It looks like it's current stuff. She's doing her own podcast now, like a video podcast.
Okay.
She's doing her own show now. She's like, fuck them. I'm going to do something anyway.
All right.
And there's 4 episodes of it online. I have not checked it out, but I'm just fascinated that she's not wasting any fucking time. But I do find you will love her statement.
Okay.
Her statement is, she's being Roseanne, but she totally does exactly like everybody else we're talking about tonight. That's why I threw it to you. She's just apologetic. And just, you'll hear it. She just flat out lies. She just flat out lies. And we'll discuss once you get to it. I'm sure you'll know when.
Well, it's called spin.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, this isn't spin. This is just a flat out falsehood.
All right. I was just distracted by what Justin put in the chat room.
Let me see. Oh, Jesus. My goodness. What is that, Mrs. Butter Kardashian?
Wow. That's all I got to say. All right. Here we go. This is Roseanne.
Okay.
Hi, this is Roseanne Barr, and I'd like to welcome you to my own studio where I'm able to speak for myself to my fellow and sister Americans without the filter of the biased media. This was my statement from the very beginning, and it will continue.
She is blinking a lot.
Yeah, she's probably high.
She's blinking 60 times a minute. She is just blink, 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 blink.
Right.
Continue to be forever because it is the truth. When ABC called and asked me to explain my egregious and unforgivable tweet, I told them I thought Valerie Jarrett was white. And I also said, and I'm willing to go on The View, Jimmy Kimmel, or whatever other show you want me to go on and explain that to my audience. Now, instead what happened was about 40 minutes after that, my show was canceled before even one advertiser pulled out, and I was labeled a racist. Why, you ask? Well, the answer's simple. It's because I voted for Donald Trump, and that is not allowed in Hollywood.
Well, I think there's a lot. Well, there is some truth to that.
Sure.
Look at James Woods. Do you follow him or know anything about him at all?
He is the best on social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but the thing is that his manager, pulled out from representing him, and he's not getting roles in Hollywood anymore.
Right.
So there's a lot of truth to that.
Sure.
That's not the only reason, but there is a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, but the whole thing about she thought that Valerie Jarrett was white, no, she didn't. No, I don't. You can't convince me of that. You do not make a fucking Planet of the Apes joke about white people. It just happen. It does not happen. That is clearly and always will be a black joke. True or not?
That is true. The joke, of course, yeah, that'll always be a joke.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, never in the history of that joke has that been thrown at somebody that you intentionally knew was white.
Right.
It has always been a joke that has been lobbed at black people. So her saying, I thought she was, no, you didn't. Stop with that lie. Just fucking say whatever.
But even if she was white, her joke in general just fell flat.
Yeah, of course. But she should own it. That's where, again, she goes wrong. She got fired for fucking going on the apology tour, so it didn't do any good in the first place. She should have owned it. She should have said, yeah, look at fucking Zara, and look at this bitch. Black, white, blue, or green, she looks like fucking Zara.
Yeah.
That was the answer she should have given. Her answer should have been, I don't care what color she is. Look at her and look at this picture and tell me you don't see a resemblance.
Yeah.
And if you can say in good conscience on a lie detector that she doesn't look like that, then you can go ahead and fire me. And then put all the pressure on ABC is what she should have done.
Well,
she let ABC off the hook.
Well, I'm going to agree with that. But my point has always been, and this goes back to every time we cover one of these social media stories, whether it's somebody who's famous due to their, musical skills or acting skills or whatever, or if you're a politician or in a position of power of anywhere, corporate executive, don't be making comments on social media.
Right.
Don't comment about anything. Just stay off of social media.
I agree with that. But in this kind of a case, when they're already doing it anyway, there is a way to win. And nobody wants to do it because it's hard. Because you got to stand up and just, you got to take a beating. You got to take a beating in the public opinion to win. But don't you think, I mean, honestly, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If she would have done exactly like I said and put all of the weight on ABC, then she can't be fucking the bad guy. ABC has to be the bad guy. Because ABC is now going. If she would have said point blank, she would have said, if you're firing me because you don't think she said that, look me in the eye and say that. And she put that in the public eye, ABC automatically loses.
Right.
Because if ABC fires her, then they have to admit that fucking Valerie Jarrett looks like a fucking Planet of the Apes ape.
Yeah.
She had it right there to fucking punch this whole goddamn political correctness thing in the teeth, and she didn't take advantage of it. Instead, she couldn't apologize fast enough. She ran backwards, and I get it. You lose $15 million a year or whatever when you haven't been working in a while. I get it. But she had the chance to win, and she didn't take it. And that's what makes me crazy. Nobody will ever take. Who's the only person I know that took the chance and keeps on taking it? Rick from Paisanos. Rick Camuglia.
Yeah.
Because that guy, they fucking came after him, and he basically said, fuck you, I'm going to do it more.
Yep.
And that's what he does.
And he did, and he still does.
And he doesn't give a shit. And guess what? His business hasn't closed either.
Nope. And the controversy died down, too.
Yeah, of course it did. Because he didn't cave into it. That's the model that more of these people should be looking at. You fuck up, just stand up. Everybody that fucking bends over backwards trying to back away from it, they always, other than that one fucking show that we talked about tonight, Don and Joni or whatever her name was, other than them, everybody else has been fired.
Yep.
Everybody gets fired. So stop. If you're going to get fired, why are you going to go out with a whimper when you can go out with a roar?
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand why people are so afraid. You've been fired, for fuck's sake. Just fucking take. Don't you think Louis C.K., if he would have just said, yeah, I jerked off in front of some chicks and I'm proud of it, don't you think he'd be back already?
Probably.
But the fact that he's like, I'm terribly sorry, and if I used my power to make people think it, he went and just justified everything in the accusation that really probably was not true. And therefore, he weakened his own cause. And now he's unemployed for what, a year and a half, 2 years? Everybody backs out. You gotta find, somebody has to have the balls to stand up to it. And I don't know who it's going to be. I hope it happens soon, but I'm not confident that it's ever going to happen.
Sure. All right. Let's do a story here, and we'll take a break, and then we'll wrap up the show.
All right.
This one cracks me up.
Okay.
A sex attacker with no penis tricked 2 women during sex by using unknown object while the lights were out.
All right. I don't even know where to start with that.
Well, this kind of goes back to that whole story that we had about that chick who pretended she was a dude.
Yeah.
And had that relationship with that girl for a while.
Right.
And,
and then got found out.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of a similar situation.
Okay.
Carlos de la Cruz pretended to have sex with women despite not having a penis.
Is he a guy?
He's a guy, Carlos.
Is he a guy or is he a chick identifying as a guy?
No, he's a dude.
Why doesn't he have a dick?
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
He tricked two women by using an unknown object while the lights were out. The 35-year-old has now been placed on the sex offenders register. De la Cruz was medical examined while in custody, and it was found out he did not have a penis.
Okay.
A sex attacker with no penis who tricked women during sex by using an unknown object while the lights were out has been placed on the sex offenders register. Carlos de la Cruz, 35, was in a relationship with two women when he pretended to have sex with them by using an unknown instrument instead of his member. Both victims complained of experiencing extreme pain during intercourse with De La Cruz and were forced to stop, and both suffering from thrush afterwards.
Thrush?
Thrush.
Wow.
What is thrush exactly?
I don't know.
Look that up.
Looking it up.
They suffered from thrush.
Thrush is, there's oral thrush. They were sucking on this thing and didn't know that it was a thing?
They suffered from thrush.
No, but the only thing that comes up is oral thrush. Thrush is a medical condition in which a yeast-shaped fungus called Candida something outgrows in the mouth and throat. Thrush may be triggered to occur by a variety of factors, including illness, pregnancy, medication, smoking, or dentures. Or apparently sucking on a dildo. They didn't realize they had their mouth on a dildo and not a dick? What? This story sounds...
Oh, wait, and this is vaginal thrush. Many students suffer from vaginal thrush. Vaginal thrush is a common condition caused by a yeast infection in the vagina and surrounding area.
So this guy dipped his strap-on into some chick with a yeast infection and never washed it off?
Yeah, basically. It sounds like he didn't wash it.
Yuck. Put that thing in the garbage or the dishwasher, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Take care of your women.
Yeast infection or genital itching.
It's pleasant.
So they basically suffered from yeast infection.
Okay.
Okay. De La Cruz from Bangkok near Falkirk refused to allow the women to see him naked and always performed in bed with the lights out.
Yeah. And the windows blackened and...
No details. De La Cruz's gender position were read out loud in the court, and defending the brief said he would reserve his full mitigation to the sentencing in September. Edinburgh Sheriff Court was told both women, who cannot be named due to legal reasons, were left shocked, and they subsequently discovered De La Cruz did not have a penis and had used an unknown object to enter them.
Mm-hmm.
De La Cruz admitted to penetrating both women with an unknown object without their consent when he appeared at the city court. The deputy told the court De La Cruz had been in a relationship with both women at separate times between May 27th of 2013 and May 14th of last year.
Demon, wait a minute. Demon, I never needed to see that.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Yikes.
Bobby Kenneth, what the fuck?
What is that?
I didn't need to see either of those two pictures.
Eek.
I sure didn't need to see the thrush, and that's something else. I don't know what that is. That's got to be a corpse, doesn't it?
You'd think so.
That's got to be a dead woman's pussy.
That looks like ink.
That looks just like rigor setting in or something.
Something.
Woof. All right.
She believes she was being penetrated by his penis. The accused does not have a penis. She knew he was self-conscious about his body and always wore a t-shirt. On occasion, the accused turned his back while in bed together, and she heard him with a condom wrapper. The accused turned around and inserted his penis into her. During intercourse, he would hold on to the base of the penis with his hand.
Holding it in place.
Right.
So it'd slide to one side or the other.
Right. The fiscal added De La Cruz and the women would have sex around once a month, despite her suffering from extreme pain and only being allowed to touch his body over his clothing.
See, here's what I don't understand is I don't understand why this is a sex crime. She was willing to have sex with him.
Well, because he inserted something other than his, supposed dick into her. He used something else without her consent.
Well, wouldn't that be the same as like sticking your fingers up in her?
Well, I don't think so, because it's a foreign object. It's not part of your body, I guess. It's like using a champagne bottle or something. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds to me like he doesn't have a good attorney, though. Sounds like she was consenting, and he just didn't have the goods to consent with.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently.
During their relationship, the women continued to believe he had a penis. Miss Cockburn added that the women suffered from thrush following the love-making session. The couple split up in January 2016, and the women informed the police in May that year after she learned that De La Cruz had been lying to her and did not have a penis. De La Cruz then began a second relationship with another woman in August of 2016, and after 2 months of dating, they moved in together. The second victim also believed De La Cruz had a penis, and a couple always had lights off during the sex. She also suffered extreme pain from the penetration during lovemaking, and on the first occasion had to tell De La Cruz to stop as she was bleeding.
Yeah, because he was using a 15-inch strap.
The couple had sex around 10 times over the course of their 9-month relationship, and the woman also contracted thrush afterwards.
And how many times?
10 times in 9 months.
In 10 fucking sex sessions, she never once grabbed his dick.
Apparently not.
What kind of sex is that?
I don't know. The relationship failed in May of 2017 due to financial matters and the couples were having, and the court was told the women discovered De La Cruz's sordid secret the following month and decided to call the police. Miss Cockburn said during a subsequent police interview, De La Cruz had no comment and that he was medically examined while in the custody, and it was found he did not have a penis.
Oh, shit.
Sheriff Allison Sterling placed De La Cruz on the sex offenders register for a term still to be determined. The sheriff deferred sentencing to September, but warned De La Cruz that all options remain open to the court at the sentencing.
Well, that's good. What? I'm more confused by the fucking chicks than I am the guy. I mean, the guy just still wanted to have whatever semblance of sex he could have.
Right.
Because dick or not, we're guys. We're fucking horny as fuck. But these chicks, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but isn't there a certain standard of things that you kind of do every time you have sex?
Well, you would think, and again, I'm in the same boat as you. It's just like, what? How does a chick never question that?
Yeah, I mean,
especially after almost a year and moving in with a guy.
Yeah, I mean, of the 2 times I've had sex, I've got to say that both times the chick at least jerked me off a little bit before getting to it. Right. I'm not trying to get all fucking even silly.
Yeah, but there is a lot of truth to that, because usually it starts off slow.
Yeah, literally, you're half chubbed, and the chick fucking jerks you off a little bit or sucks your cock or something like that to get you going.
Right.
And then you go from there. I mean, that's like every time.
Right.
I mean, so few times. I mean, yeah, there are certain times where you're just like a goddamn animal. And your fucking hard on is fucking ripping your fucking zipper off your pants, but I mean that's the exception, not the rule. You know, most times it starts with some sort of fucking jerking you off or something.
Of course.
And these girls never once questioned that this guy never fucking needed to be fucking worked a little bit.
Apparently not.
They just thought that he was fucking Johnny Stud with a rock hard dick all the time. Never questioned when they were grabbing his ass why they felt a buckle in the back.
Yeah, it's just like how do you even pull that off?
Yeah,
how do you even get to the point of having a long-term relationship and moving in together and convincing some chick that, once a month?
How do you stop doing stuff in the middle of like the makeout, get ready to put your dick in? Then you got to take like a minute and a half to slap on your strap on.
Well, you're assuming that he used a strap on, though. You're just, he
had something hooked to his hips. He was fucking them.
Well, they said that he always had his hand against it, like he had to hold it in place.
But does he still have to drive his hips into her ass?
Who knows?
Got to.
Yeah.
No?
It's bizarre.
I mean, the whole thing is, and where does he keep this thing?
Yeah, where does he keep it handy to where he can reach and grab it?
Yeah, I mean, and how does the chick not notice when he like gets off the bed and walks around the room to go, apparently just fluff himself up?
He just has it. He has it laying on the floor next to the bed, and he just like reaches over and picks it up.
And thank God she never stepped on it or anything, right? I mean, come on. I'm starting to question this story a little bit.
Well, to have this happen to two different women.
Yeah. Is this CNN?
Yeah, seriously.
Is this fake news?
Fake news. So bizarre.
It is.
I don't know, man. Well, we get these stories turned into us from, our fans.
Yep.
So our good friend Mark Miller, he sent that one over.
Well, thanks a lot, Mark. Glad to see we know who you are now.
Right. So goofy.
Right.
All right. You want to hear anything in particular?
How about some Megadeth?
Okay.
I want to hear something from Killing Is Our Business. And I want to hear, let me think of a good one from that album here. I am thinking that I would like to hear Looking Down the Cross.
Okay.
Nice, long, angry song.
Killing is my business and business is good.
Have you heard this new mix that they just did, The Final Kill?
I don't think so.
It's fucking good, man. Look that one up tomorrow or whatever, or whenever you're in the car on Spotify or Google or whatever you're using today.
Okay.
It's fucking... I'm usually the biggest
critic
of reissues. I just hate that they do that to the fans. Make you buy it again and again and again. But I gotta say, they did... I've always thought that album specifically had a terrible sound to it. Love the songs, hate the sound. Man, I don't know who did it or why they did it or what, but they did a amazing job making this thing sound ungodly. Gar Samuelson sounds unfucking believable on this thing now, instead of that mushy, muddy sound that they had originally. It's fucking great.
All right. Well, I will look it up.
Yeah, check that out, man. You'll be happy you did.
All right. Well, here it is. This is some Megadeth exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.